Previously on the Big Sleeter Show. Coming up on the Big Sleeter Show.
Let's go!
Mario's that one guy that comes over to the table at lunch and the whole conversation changes. Believe it or not, for being around so long, that might mean you have good video games. Might. And Mario has plenty of those. Hell, most of the mainline Mario games are often considered some of the best in the industry, but which game? Which one is the best of them all? Is it this one? Is it that one? Is it not this one? And is this the first one? And by the way, I'm only talking about the OG 2D side-scrolling action platforming Mario games, like anything from Mario 1 to Mario World, not including the land games and anything, pretty much any 3D, 2D platform, before 64, besides the 2 Game Boy games. The OG 5, the first, the second, the third, the world. That's all we're doing. Alright, we're starting now. In 1985, our woes about video games were quickly dissolved when the biggest game of all time hit the shelves. A game about a plumber in a world unlike ours, with mushroom people, bricks, coins, turtles, mushrooms, really big Venus flytraps. It was a game unlike any other game before. Most likely, I wasn't around at that time, but neither were you. Super Mario Brothers, the first Super Mario Brothers game and the third Mario game. Now, I have a pretty open mind about this game. I know that most other Mario games clear this by a long shot, but I don't know. I see myself replaying this one a whole lot more than I should. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Oh, I'm sipping chocolate milk. That's some fucking good chocolate milk. But yeah, the Mario, the art style in this game kind of sucks ass. Is that a fucking elephant? Mario has the color scheme of bloody diarrhea. I think for the limitations of the NES cartridge at the time, whatever. Like, I can look past it. Like, are you gonna play this game in 1985 and say where the fuck is the blue overalls? Also, he's literally fucking dying in the box art. Everybody knows that, but I wanted to say it anyway, so... But my main issue with the art style just comes from the levels themselves. Like, name which levels from World 2 and which one's from World 3. They're both from World 5 next. They all just kind of blend into each other. And I'm not gonna say other games don't suffer from this too. Like, which Mario World level's from Yoshi's Island and which one's from Donut Plains? I don't even fucking know! Like, I don't think it's the worst art style in the world, but I'm more focused on the gameplay now, so we're gonna go to the gameplay now. It's actually still pretty solid to this day. Mario's controls are still very tight, and it makes platforming a breeze. The only issue I really have is the air movement, which I don't really know how I could describe the air movement. I just feel like I should have more control of Mario in the air. You get what I'm saying, right? Alright, good, we're on the same page here. World 1-1 is still an excellent opening level for a game, immediately starting you off with the easiest enemy to attack on top of the mushroom straight at the beginning, a secret warp pipe shortcut, fire flower, secret power star, secret block with a 1-up. It's showing you everything that you could ever fucking see. That doesn't even make fucking sense, it's so good. And then the rest of the game just flops. Like, it just flops. Once again, the levels blend into each other a little bit, and so the only thing I can remember is the random steep difficulty spike that happens in World 8. Like, swap 2 levels from World 1 through World 7, I would never be able to tell the difference. You swap a level from World 8 with a level from World 5, you motherfucker. Funnily enough, the last level is the easiest level in World 8. Actually, it might just be the easiest level in the game. Also might be one of the best in the game. Like, it's not hard in the slightest. The only hard part is trying to find out how to make it to Bowser, but once you figure it out, it makes a whole lot of sense. And I like mazes, so like, it's a win-win, honestly. Overall, I actually like this game more than I thought initially. I think it gets a little frustrating at the end, but it's not like I can't stand this game frustrating. Like, I know that every other Mario game is gonna triumph over it, but I don't know, I still have a good time with it. I don't really care. If Mario 1 and Mario 2 were kids, Mario 1 would be the scholar straight-A student, and Mario 2 is just the released from prison troubled second child. Mario 2 is like my penis. Hard. Art style and controls are pretty much one-on-one with the first game. You can tell this was a case of, we gotta make the follow-up that's harder. It looks and plays like it was just DLC for the first game. Because that's basically what it is. I guess if you want to say something good about it, the controls are still good. Like, Mario's controls are great. He still has the same tight controls in the first game that makes the first game fun to control. But newcomer Luigi, he fucking sucks in this game. His jump's higher, but his traction's straight dookie. And it's not like a good jump high like in later games. His traction's so bad, there's just no point in playing as him. It's not even that hard either. Like, at first, yeah, this is challenging as shit. But when the game is easy, It's just as easy as the first. The issue is that the game just gets unfair. I know the whole point that it plays like a bad Mario Maker level is overdone, but there's a fucking reason why it's overdone, because it's true. For example, in 2-1, there's this jump that's like, well, how the fuck are you supposed to clear that? Well, you have to clear it by finding 2 hidden blocks. Cool level design. Did Sega teach you? This game's bad. Like, it's just not a good game. I'm sorry. If you like this game, you're fucking stupid. Slap that shit under Mario 1 and give it some space so Mario 1 can spread its legs. No, come back. I finally gave this game a replay, and I gotta say, it's too similar to this one platformer I played. It's called
Super Mario Bros. 2 is a reskin of Doki Panic.
Unlike most Mario games, Mario 2 is different. Instead of going from point A to point B, platforming and jumping on Koopas, this game has you picking up vegetables, throwing them at enemies, throwing enemies themselves, throwing potions, finding a door, going through the door, fighting Birdo, throwing her offspring at her, big fucking frog. Now, as someone who absolutely hates change, like, I mean absolutely fucking hates change, like, you add a new character to my favorite show, I'm changing the channel. Except I'm not, because I hate change. Mario 2 is actually really fun. I know, shocker, this is from someone who can't fucking change. It's not your standard Mario platformer, which compared to other mainline Marios may be kind of scary, but you compare it to the other games, and this game's more Mario than Super Princess Peach, so there's that. I don't often see myself replaying this game all too often, compared to Mario 1 or Mario World or Mario 3, actually compared to any Mario game, but whatever, I don't care. But whenever I do, I can't say it's not a good game at all. All the characters feel great to control. Mario has tight controls all around. Luigi plays like a treat with his higher jump, though he's still a bit slippery traction-wise. Peach has her gliding ability, which is super useful, and Toad is a fast guy with a horrible jump. Character traits so iconic that they're still their character traits to this very day. Overall, I like this one. This one's a good one. I like it. Good job, Nintendo. I'm gonna put it here. I know back in 1990, this shit knocked your fucking socks off. This is the Mario game that defined modern Mario. Though Mario 1 knocked it out of the park for most of Mario's formula, Mario 3 somehow caught that out of the park ball and threw it home. Mario 3 and Mario World are typically neck to neck when it comes to the best Mario game ever in the world, but Mario 3 actually has the upper hand by getting its willy sucked off in the early 2000s by 30-year-old internet reviewers. Dude, I wish more Mario games were like Mario 3. That one had the raccoon Mario, the Tanuki Mario, the P-Raccoon Mario. There's too much fucking Tanuki. Stop with the fucking Tanuki! The level design in this game takes what worked in the original Mario and throws out whatever didn't work. The platforming is some of the best in the entire series, and levels end right before they start to overstay their welcome, so it's a really good sweet spot. You hear people talk about the difficulty of this game, and yeah, it's harder than some Marios, but it's nothing downright unfair like in Lost Levels. The difficulty is perfectly difficult. It doesn't punish you, but it certainly doesn't hold your hand. Even then, the difficult levels end right before you begin to get annoyed or frustrated, resulting in you feeling a lot better about the difficulty and making the game's difficulty feel more rewarding when you finally complete it. When I have to replay this, I'm gonna take a shot every time I say difficulty. I personally wouldn't consider the game difficult, but if you play this and Mario World back to back, you could tell a huge difficulty decrease from this to World. Mario World has a lot more leniency in your screw-ups, while Mario 3 lets you know that you screwed up. And it's accompanied by some of the best 2D controls in the entire series. Mario's controls are so tight, and failing platforms makes you actually begin to doubt your abilities to play games. For the first time ever, you're not blaming the game. The game's art style is near perfect as well, and it set a standard for modern Mario art and sprites. Like I said earlier, Mario 1's Daniel and Mario 3's cooler Daniel. The Bowser boss kind of sucks though. I can't put my finger on it, I just don't like it. F tier Mario right here. Top of the list. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, fine. I'll explain myself. Sorry, Mario 3 Defense Force. As much as I like Mario 3, this game clears it by a long shot. Mario World is one of my favorite video games of all time. I'm gonna repeat myself a lot in this review, quote unquote, but Christ, I don't care. If there's a Mario game that's objectively better than this one, no. This is the only game where I buy old hardware broken just to fix it and play the game on it. Like, this game's the most work I've ever done to play a damn video game. All the levels flow back to back, and it makes it feel like a coherent world you're actually exploring. Mario's levels before then were more glorified obstacle courses that may or may not have similar themes, but Mario World has levels and worlds that all differ from each other but flow and transition so fluently. They're not crazy different though. They mostly differ from enemies and backdrops. Like, Yoshi's Island and Donut Plains are very similar, but they're differentiated by the enemies and platforms. platforming. The controls are different to those of Mario 3, but they accommodate the levels so well, it's hard to tell which controls are better. I feel like I missed more jumps than I should have in Mario 3, but I have that issue with Mario World, just not as much. Mario just feels so goddamn good to control. I love how the flying power-up doesn't make me repeatedly tap a button to fly, and the power-up itself is just so much fun to use. I love the idea that if you keep it throughout the level, you get rewarded with secret exits that take you to secrets all over this world. Trademark. And Yoshi! What the freak? The level design is so goddamn good in this game. This game's a lot easier than Mario 3, but it still delivers a great challenge in its later stages. And all the secrets you can find too are so rewarding. Every time I play, I feel obligated to 100% it. I missed an exit and I can't find which exit I missed. I'm gonna kill myself. There's just so much shit packed in this game. It feels like I discover something new about it every single playthrough. And there's only a few games that actually make me smile while playing it, and this game's one of those few. I love this game. It's still one of my favorite video games of all time, and there's probably never gonna be another game that gives me that wow factor like this game did when I was 8. But bigsleeter, Super Mario Bros. Wonders clears Super Mario World.